good one for me to substitute on because Lunar New Year is something I know quite a bit about, being Chinese American, Taiwanese American myself. And I'm super excited to be here with Jenny from Phoenix Bean because this is a product that my parents love and I do as well. And I actually had the noodles in a salad a couple weeks ago. So I'm excited to make this noodle salad with you today. She is a brilliant woman entrepreneur, has a local company here in Chicago, is a graduate of Northwestern Business School and a Taiwan native, and just like a smart, super inspiring woman. And look at this kitchen. So everybody knows if you've been here before or if you've been zooming it up quite a lot, up in the top right corner, there's a button that says view, and you can watch this either in speaker view or in gallery view. I love to watch in gallery view because then I get to, stalk and take a peek into everyone's kitchens and make a little eye contact with everyone, but that's your choice, of course. And there's also a button on the bottom that says chat. I love to have that open throughout the course of our little session here so that you can share your thoughts about the day, the year of the ox, and or ask any questions that come up. Everyone is muted right now, so if you have a question, you can add it into the chats, and then Sarah will make sure that we get your question answered. And, we get to interact with you too. And if there are any cooking issues, or I guess my area of expertise would be drinking issues. Is drinking ever an issue? I mean, I feel like you should drink whatever you want, but I'm here for any drinking assistance. So as I said, I'm Mariano's tastemaker of the last couple of years. So I'm standing in, and without any further ado, we are going to make 3 dishes and just talk about some Lunar New Year traditions. I see people in red, which is really fantastic. Jenny and I are pretty decorated here for this whole Lunar New Year situation. I guess, Jenny, it's Lunar New Year's Eve today and tomorrow, and then sort of Lunar New Year proper on the 12th. So we can talk about those traditions, but I'm going to hand it over because I've got a lot of tofu and there are a lot of things that I want to make with you and learn about. So Jenny, what's going on over there in your kitchen?
We have a lot of people here. My husband's here, my right hand man, left hand man, Bob and Max are here too. They're helping me. So hi everybody, this is my first ever Zoom demo. So if I screw it up, sorry, I'm learning. And but I think we're in good hands. Amanda is fantastic. I'm sorry. Yeah, Amanda was yesterday.
Amanda is fantastic. I'm going to do my best.
Immediately, one thing, the first one strike. But so happy New Year, the happy year of the ox. 牛年快乐，新年So anyway, then we do this one. Happy New Year. Is a gesture. Happy New Year. We don't do it all the time. We just do it in Chinese New Year time. Happy New Year. 恭喜发财，新年好. So
you get the red envelope, right? You wake up your parents. It's sort of like Christmas Day. You run in and you wake them up and you say gongxi gongxi, and then they give you this red envelope, which generally has some money in it. So we love that tradition.
Oh, I love that one too, because I'm the youngest. So they always give my older brother, they always give it to me. So I always got the most money. That's what's a fun one. And I give to keep the tradition and give it to my kids as well. So, and then, we just, all the candies here. We got Leishi candy that's, very popular in Hong Kong. And we have gold nuggets. We have all kinds of things. And then after the New Year dinner, everybody rushed to the table to play mahjong. So that's my favorite part. So yeah, that's just a great tradition to continue.
So Jenny, I know we're doing 3 dishes today. What order are you going to prepare them in? So people who are cooking along can kind of get their stuff organized. What are we going to do first?
First is fried rice. So we have tofu fried rice. And then after fried rice, we'll do mapo tofu. So the tofu, the rice will be on the bottom. We'll get to kind of either put on the side or just serve over the fried rice. And then the third one is tofu noodle. That's a salad. That's very quick. You can make it as a warm salad or you can make it as cold salad, either way. We can start with fried tofu fried rice. Sorry.
Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's go, girl.
All right. First, I should keep my stove. Can you see the stove? Okay.
Yeah, we can see it.
Right. So we have all kinds of tofu. So today I was thinking about using just extra firm tofu. And then I just opened the bag from here. Cut it open. And take it out. And I rinse it in the water. Just pat it dry. Some extra oil will be taken out. Like this. Very simple. And all this here today, where we make, is all you can purchase in Mariano's. So
Well, Jenny, so there's all this cool stuff. I mean, you have so many different products. I don't think I even knew that, the yellow tofu, the smoked 5-spice tofu. What is some of the options? You can use some different types of tofu in this recipe, right?
Yes, you can. Actually, I like it 5-spice as well. 5-spice already marinated, supposed to have a kind of flavor in here. So it's very firm. It's already smoked and marinated. So the texture-wise, let me cut it both so you can see the differences. Is that right? Did you see?
Yeah, cool.
Right. So, and then the color is very pretty too. And then we have the yellow, which is turmeric color. So you can do yellow color this together as kind of tricolor with bell pepper salads together or stir fry. It's really good. This one, our yellow tofu is very popular. If you order a lot of Thai restaurant pad Thai with tofu, you see a rim of yellow, mostly it's ours.
Oh, that's how we can tell you've got like a signature. It's like the 2 G's is Gucci, the little ring of yellow is Phoenix Bean. Got it.
There are a lot of people can, offer this product too. That ours is turmeric color. We don't use.
Yeah.
That was the other I would try too.
Okay, let's get this fried rice together. I'm ready.
So here, you know what? I will do both of them.
I love that idea. How fun.
So you see, and then is it hot enough? I put vegetable oil. A little bit, just cold the pot to make it hot. So when you put things in, it won't stick to it. So here is all the ingredients that pretty much spend the whole afternoon prepared. No, it's kidding. It's already done. So I got overnight rice. I got onions, bell pepper, and edamame, just for fun. And I got 3 eggs here. So I started out just make sure the oil is hot, and I put some eggs. Some people like to stir on the side, and I don't want to do dishes, so I just put it right into the pot.
So Jenny, when you say oil is hot, does that mean like my stove goes from 0 to 9? So we should be at a 9 right now?
Oh, no, it should be like a medium heat, about, I would say.
Like a 6 or 7?
Yes.
Okay.
When you put things in, you can put a little onion in there. It's a sizzle. That's ready to go. So I put the eggs first, and 1 more egg.
And you don't have to beat the eggs in advance or anything. Just break them right in.
I don't think that makes much of a difference. People like to be even color. Me, I think it's all the same. So I do this. Save a pot to wash. So it's kind of mixed together. I got color of white, color yellow. And I will put up on a heat a little bit higher. If you were 6 and 7, that's fine. Mine was like about 4 or 5, so it was a little bit slower. All right. So when it is done, eggs are almost done. Not running anymore, not shiny. I put a little bit more oil. Well, I just put on the side. I'm not putting it outside. Just save the space. So put a little bit more in there. And now I'm putting my onions. See, a little bit higher. See, can you hear the sizzling sound?
Yep.
So onions, you don't need to cook too long. It just when it's white and then you turn it to a different color and soften. That's all you need. So depends on how much you like onions. If this is sweet onion, so you can put a little bit more, or you can just like get the flavor in there. That's good. So
I love that you put sweet onions. I got my Vidalia onions from Mariano's earlier today. So good.
oh, good. So now it's soft, so I just mix them together. So I don't need to put it on the other side, and then make sure the eggs kind of breaks a little bit. Now it's ready. I'm adding the rice. The rice is because it's kind of overnight, so stuck together. So don't be shy, just use your hand to break it. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time to press it in the pot, which is very hot. And you might have to break the tenderness of the eggs. So I think usually I just break it on the side with my hand, put it in here.
It's the best way to use the leftover restaurant takeout rice, right? Like fried rice is the way to go.
Here's, I always do that. So today, anyway, I use restaurant mostly jasmine rice. I like to sushi rice as my regular rice at home. So it depends on people. So jasmine rice is a little bit drier and powdery, and they will absorb a lot of oil. And this is the sushi rice. They're cube. We call cube, Taiwanese word. Cube is like a little bit, okay, say, how do you say that word? Cube. And
Here she speaks Taiwanese, Mom. What is she trying to say?
it's not so powdery. That's the other way. Just say, just like sushi rice. So it's kind of like has a
Yeah,
a little bit
shorter,
stickier, a little bit stickier.
stickier, shorter grain. I think it's more tender too.
Yeah. So here's pretty much all together. I only add like maybe the first time is 1 tea, and the second one is a second teaspoon before I add rice and the onions. I think that's pretty much, and I put the tofu in here. I just cut it.
Benny, I'm watching Joe. Joe's crushing it. Joe, how's that rice going over there? Looks good.
Is that good?
Yeah, he's following along. I see him.
Okay.
Gotta go.
So I put some tofu in there, just basically very thin. So just all you need to just keep stir fry and make sure don't overcook. At this time, you can turn down the heat a little bit to medium, because this is the time for you to add a little bit more seasoning. I like salt. I like rock salt, but this is harder to use. So I use the sand kind of salt, the kosher salt. If you feel it's dry, don't be afraid. Add a little bit of water, because I think we have enough oil in there. Just add a little bit of water into it. And then plus tofu is kind of moist, so you don't need to really worry about the fried rice will be dried out.
I would add champagne. That's what I would do.
Calcium will be good too. That's, a lot of people do that. And then, and let me see, the salt, enough salt. Okay. A little bit more salt.
There you go.
Yeah. And some people like the color, so you can dip a little bit soy sauce to it.
I feel like in my family, we use the soy sauce also for salt, right? Because soy's got a good salt content, so that's also a good way to get the salt flavor in, right?
So some people just do it as flavor or the color.
Yeah.
And I think that's all done. And then lastly, where's my vegetable? So I have edamame, onions, And the bell pepper, I chop it up. So
good for you. I mean, there's every food group, fiber. This is like a perfect dish, really.
yeah, so and it's beautiful. So it's all cooked already, and edamame is cooked already, bell pepper is cooked already. All this part is just keep them warm. And last a little bit, I don't know about you guys, I love white pepper, powdered pepper. I'm going to add a little bit to it. Some people put black pepper. I like white pepper. Okay.
Jesse, who did the cooking in your family when you were growing up?
Sorry?
Who did the cooking in your family when you were growing up?
Oh, of course, my mom. She was more traditional dishes, and my dad is really he likes to go out to eat and then get the idea and come home. So I got that idea. If I go out to eat,
Yeah.
I will eat and then digest, and then I can do this at home too. So my kids laugh at me. See, mom is thinking about it. We can do it too at home. So,
Well, since also you supply so many restaurants in Chicago, not just in Chinatown, but all over the place. You know, you probably are the best one to call for the recommendations for all of that, right?
I made a lot of friends.
Yeah.
It was fun, and yeah, we have a lot of chefs. Even I was surprised. Ray Bayless, he's our mentor. He teaches me so many things, and Chang, Tony Hu, and Sarah Gunnenberg, and even with the Stephanie. I went to Taiwan with her, Stephanie. So it was pretty fun. I made a lot of friends, and then I feel like
Gunnenberg needs to do a new. I want to do the tofu carbonara or something.
Oh, here. That's it.
Oh, what? Come on. Oh my God. Carbonara with tofu noodles? That's incredible.
I will put a little bit of, here's my, here. Little cilantro onto it, just. Ta-da.
Wow. Gorgeous.
Okay, great.
Okay, where are we with fried rice? The last bit was the soy sauce, and then.
Okay, next is mapo tofu. Let me rinse my pot a little bit.
We've got a quick question from Sue, Belinda. Are there any recommended drink recipes that you would have for this tofu?
Oh yes, I have many drink recipes. I mean, obviously, if anyone's met me before, I'm a giant champagne fan, and there are great champagnes in the wine section at Mariano's. I'm drinking a rosé champagne today from Lunar, so it's got a good bit of Pinot Noir, so it's got a bit of richness. You know, tofu in this kind of iteration, in this fried rice dish, has some fullness and richness. So I think you can definitely do a champagne that's a little fuller bodied, but also things like the 5-spice tofu, I think is so fun to cook with and drink wine with, because a lot of the red wines that are aged in oak barrels, toasted oak barrels, have a lot of those kind of brown spice notes, right? Like anise and cinnamon and all of that. So I think that's a really fun match too, like a barrel aged red wine with the 5-spice tofu, and treat it kind of like meat. I don't know if anybody's been doing like all that kind of January mess, Whole30 and all that kind of stuff. Having tofu in the dishes makes it a lot more fun than, just being faced with a plate of kale or broccoli, because at least you get some richer flavors and some nice textures. So that's my thought on the wine part. But Jenny, let's do this mapo, because I'm going to make that with you. Let's go.
Okay. Heat it up. It's then again is a low medium heat. All right. I just rinsed the pot, so I use the same pot. So also, my mom always tell me to get a simple flavor first, so you don't need to continue, washing the pot or changing the pots. And my dad cook, we have like 5 pots to clean. My mom cooks maybe 1 or perhaps 2. So kind of thinking ahead will help. And then Chinese New Year time, my dad says no knives. That's bad luck. So that's another thing. I don't know what to say, but that's what they say. That's the tradition. It's not good for you. And then a lot of people says why we have to use red. I will tell you a little bit. Let me first show you. This is the ingredients for the mapo tofu, vegetarian style. A lot of people couldn't find a vegetarian style. So the basically regular mapo tofu is ground pork or ground chicken or ground beef. So you have that texture in the meat and flavor. So what can we replace that part? Just using tofu, the same with the chili sauce, with peppercorn, but that mouthfeel is a little bit missing. So what I did is I put replaced with chunk of onions. So I cut it a little bit bigger, and then also mushrooms. So I have white mushrooms. I also have shiitake mushroom. The texture is a little bit different. And in the end, I will tell you one more ingredients I put in there. So let's put the onions in there. Oops. So, I can see this.
You also, I mean, mapo tofu is one of my favorite dishes on earth, and that's Taiwanese, isn't it? Sichuan cuisine.
Yes.
I mean, yum. That's like such a classic dish. It's like spicy and it's got texture and it's so good.
So I got onions, I got ginger, I got, what is this one?
Leek?
Leek.
Leeks.
One day, I will remember that word. So I just got the flavor into it, and garlic. So use the heat and the oil to get that flavor into everything and the pot. This is not pot, this is pan.
I'm a little behind you. I think I'm going to be cooking after the fact, but I'm getting all my mise en place together now.
So it just continue to stir a little bit. Again, wait until all the vegetable onions until it gets softened. And
She's got such a good kitchen, doesn't she? I mean, that's fantastic. I've got probably one space.
it's our, what's that? Our neighbor, they built this one and they moved away. And we're really lucky was able to buy this one. They are actually the architect, Chang is one of the very well respected. So he designed this kitchen.
Awesome. I love it.
So some people just put the green onions in there. I put leeks in there because that's kind of garlicky and still have the color, and then the flavor is really much stronger than the onions because I use sweet onions already, so I don't want to put the green onions in there again. So I use this one. And next is all soft. You see, is getting the sauces ready.
Quick question, Jenny. If you did use ground beef, would you start with that first and then add the other items, or would that come next in the addition?
Sorry, say it again.
If they choose to do meat and do a more traditional version of it, should you cook the meat first, or when should the ground meat be cooked?
In the beginning, you cook the meat first, and push the meat to the side, and then you start with garlic and ginger and all that. So because our mushrooms are supposed to substitute for the meat, and then they're very soft, easy to cook. So I just do the flavor first. First.
Because you need all that meat flavor if you're going to do it. Go all the way.
So here, you see it's a lot. Actually, when it cooks down a little bit more, it will kind of wilt it, so it's small.
I mean, is this the same situation? So I know in the recipe for this, you did the soft tofu, but could we use some of the other things in this recipe as well? Or is the soft tofu definitely the way to go?
Yeah, great question. Extra firm tofu that I just mentioned, fried one, you can use it. I will kind of try to go with the smoke one because it's already a lot of flavor. It's much denser. So softer is better. And that's why, Go, they use our soft tofu for their mapo tofu. It's, there's one of their #1 seller. Tony Fu is also telling me that #1 seller is in the mapo tofu. Soft tofu is the best.
People love this dish, like decadent, so good.
Flavor, texture, mouthfeel. So today I'm using a little bit different. I use extra firm tofu, right? So start sizzling.
So people can play around, get a tofu product and see how you like it, and you can experiment a little bit and use whatever you like.
So I'm put it down a little bit lower to 3, 4. So I didn't pre-cut the tofu. So today this is directly on the shelf at Mariano's. So I open it, there's some water dripping out. Wash and rinse off the excess water. And then just cube them. Extra firm, good thing, our extra firm is already pre-sliced. All you need to do is make sure you break them open after you cook them, after you wash them and clean them. Oops. Sorry, drop one. Sorry. Yeah, and
It happens.
so keep an eye on the stove. All right. I just used a entire pack. That's good for 4 people. It's one of the main course dishes. So what usually we do in Taiwan or traditionally, they will bring this tofu to rinse over hot water just because of, all our tofu is fresh, no preservatives in there. And what they wanted to just kind of rinse off the tofu a little bit. So easier to cook later, and also it's warmer too. So you take out the excess liquid from the old tofu flavor, and then you put the temperature to it, so you don't need to cook too long on your pot.
Also, look at your very fortuitous red, cute pot. It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So here is all rinsed. It's still warm, not too overcooked. So I use this one to fish them out. If you don't have extra pot, to do that, it's fine. You can do it. It just need to make sure the temperature in the tofu is all evenly before you serve. How to test that? How to know that? Is just take a tofu out and taste it. So if it's still cold inside, put it back in there a couple more, another minute or 2, it'll be fine.
Jenny, will the soft tofu ever get crispy?
Crispy?
Yeah. No. If you want crispy textures, you need to use the firm tofu. Is that right?
Actually, there is a dish. It's using soft tofu and then you fry them crispy outside. That was a very, very popular dish in Asia.
Right. Like a mozzarella stick, but better.
So, oops, I think I put the tofu too early. I should put the sauces first, but anyway, sorry about it. Since I have low heat, I can control that. So the sauces, I put a little bit blacking sauce, 1 tea, maybe half tea. And then I put the Sichuan chili sauce. This is all could be purchased at the Mariano's. I put 2 tablespoons of that. And then I noticed the color is not really red, so I just got the chili sauce. You can put tomato sauce if you want to, just make the color. All right.
I think all those sauces are really great pantry staples, aren't they? I mean, I feel like they make everything taste better. Everybody's so into all my friends who edit magazines like Bon Appetit and Food and Wine, they all talk about chili crunch right now, right? That like, sort of chili condiment, which you're using, which I think is so good.
Yeah, you can put the, what you call sriracha sauce to it too. It's a kind of chili. And also, another chili that we have not put in is the numbness kind of peppercorn.
Mhm.
So put it in here. It's time to add some water. So I usually use this one to prevent the splat, water spat on me. So I have a shield. So you can turn on the water heat a little bit higher because you just put it like about half cup of water. And now you can see the water, everything, you start mix it together.
Together.
You just need to kind of push them around. Don't need to stir them around, actually.
I bet her kitchen smells so good right now. I'm so jealous.
Where are you now, Belinda?
So
Yeah.
I'm in Chicago right now, and I'm in Streeterville. So I'm right at Delaware and Lakeshore Drive. If anybody wants to send any presents, feel free. Just kidding. So I think you used to live in this neighborhood too. You used to be down the street from me.
We all think alike. Delaware is the best.
Right?
We used to live in Delaware as well for a couple of years before I get married.
I've gotten to travel. I used to probably spend 65 to 70% of my time on the road before the pandemic. But, I've been really happy to be here and to see sunrises and sunsets over Lake Michigan. And then to have things like this. I mean, I don't even like to cook by myself anymore. I don't know about all of you, but I sort of like to cook with all of you in my kitchen. It's much more entertaining.
What I also found a kind of ingredients to put in there to create a little bit crunchiness to the mapo tofu. It's a sweet pickle. I got it at Mariano's. Is it let me see.
Jenny, that's pretty cutting edge. I don't know about anybody who puts a sweet pickle into their mapo tofu. That's a little crazy, but I like the idea.
I tested with a couple of times with my workers and hubby. They said thumb up.
Excellent.
Two thumbs up. Okay, 2 thumbs up. He's biased. Always. So I just put it in, and because it's sweet and kind of add the extra flavor to it because you're missing the meat. So adding this flavor and the mushroom flavor will kind of create itself a different, it's a unique flavor for the mapo tofu, in addition to the spicy and numbness.
So as you're cooking, Jenny, I'm eating your teriyaki tofu with shiitake mushrooms and sesame seeds, and it's so good. Yeah,
That's my mom's recipe.
it's fantastic. I mean, there's like shiitake mushrooms and there's the fried tofu. It's delicious.
Yeah, we got the idea from when we were doing farmers market. People says, "Oh, I don't have time to cook. I don't have this condiments at home. I like the sample you prepare. Could you just do it for me?" So from that concept, we now have 8 SKUs of salads, and so it was pretty cool that people. Spicy stir fry is another one. Black bean sauce, spice chili. It was all pretty good. So now the last one is the soy sauce. Add to it. A little bit more of the soy sauce. The question is, can you cook with soy milk? Yeah. I mean, not mapo tofu, but but in Japan there is a hot pot, soy milk hot pot house. Their soup base is soy milk. So you can do all the hot pot meats, seafood, meat, pork. It's all put in there, of course, tofu too. So that's their base. It's very interesting. We went to try it. It was really fun. And I was like, couldn't it mix together? But it turns out it's one of the best meal I have. Really good.
Can I ask, how does this look? Am I getting there?
Yeah, you're good. Great.
Oh, that looks so good. Bravo. I mean, like that looks native.
You grab, I forgot to bring the cornstarch out.
Oh, this is the magic part. I never really understood when I would watch my mom cook and she would do that part with the cornstarch and make the slurry, and then it was like magic gravy, right? Like how the Italians have Sunday gravy and the Chinese and Taiwanese have this like magic way to make gravy. I love it. This is a fun moment, you guys.
Okay. All right, I have to go find my cornstarch.
Joe and Joe, do you have your cornstarch ready?
You know me. Let me see.
Because this is a magical
Already.
right when the sauce becomes like gravy. So good.
Arms are not long enough.
I mean, Sarah, I want to know if anyone else is drinking anything fun right now. I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore. Oh, it's Wednesday. It's
Yeah.
Wednesday. Woohoo!
Jenny, when you have a second also, we need to know the pickle brand that you're using, the name of the brand.
Great question. Also, I mean, people use other things other than cornstarch too, right? Don't they use like arrowroot? There's a lot of other thickeners if you're not a cornstarch fan. Oh, there's the pickle brand. What brand is that?
Let me see. Crocovia. It's in kosher section in Mariano's from Poland.
There's a soy milk question too. Is there
Okay.
soy milk cooking? There is a soy milk. Yep.
I really don't know what to do with my cornstarch. Could you check outside?
I'll find it. All good.
One day.
So Sarah, should we tell everybody about the Women's Wine Month that's coming up too?
Yes, a little teaser.
So for everybody who loves these Wednesdays, it's so fun to cook with all of these great chefs and these great food providers. But when does it start? Does it start in March, Sarah?
March 1st is our first class. Yep.
So we're going to be celebrating all of these incredible women winemakers who have their wines in the store. And I'll be hosting a few of them, and Cassie Sakai, who you might know also, who used to work for Stephanie Izard and was the wine director for all of the Girl and the Goat restaurants, will be hosting a few of them. And we're going to have all these incredible women winemakers, and we'll send out all the lists if you want to drink with us, because I'll drink anything. I just won't drink alone. So
Yeah.
you help me with that when we do these Wine Wednesdays. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, Bill Moy, I feel that we're going to be drinking together Wine Wednesdays. It's going to happen. Let's do it, friend. All right. So it looks like, was cornstarch found? Jenny, you got it?
I found it. I put it, I don't know why I put it over there. All right, so now we just need to turn it down really slow. Really low.
Slow and low.
Traditionally, people put it 3 times. I don't know why. They say it will coat the sauces better together. So this is the first time.
Is it like risotto? You have to let it sort of absorb the stock before you put in the next round?
But because we don't have much, I think it's on the recipe, it's like a 1 or 2 teaspoons, and then add a half cup of water and just, mix it with your finger. That's what I do.
Yeah.
You can already see it's the stock.
Beautiful. Oh,
And then they
gravy.
can put a little bit more. I think 2 is good because my sauce.
Benny, what's the Mandarin word for sauce? Is there like a Mandarin word for sauce, like how the Italians like to talk about, gravy? I can't think of it. Gravy? Reduction? So fabulous.
So like this.
It looks so good.
And we have this one. Yeah. I didn't add much of the salt because I add more soy sauce. And then the original chili sauce, and barbecue sauce, they might have salt in there already. So I just tasted a little bit. I think we're good. Ooh,
Do you like it?
excellent tofu.
Bravo, bravo.
I think that pickle really, bring the flavor to it too. All right, this is a little bit small.
If you want to put a container into an Uber, send it my way. I'm ready.
And where you live. Aha.
I know. Mine's gonna take a little moment. I have all the ingredients. I was just having too much fun drinking my champagne, so the cooking will happen later.
So it needs to be arranged a little bit. Oops, sorry.
Fabulous.
And I put more leaves as drizzle on decoration and a few very thin sliced pepper. You don't need to eat that, but it's going to look really pretty.
It looks gorgeous. Wow.
Ta-da.
Well done, Jenny. Bravo. Wow, yum.
Looking at this creation. Wow, great.
That's legit. Okay, so I think we do have a little bit of time. And this cold salad dish using the noodles, I think is super exciting because I've purchased these noodles before. So many of us are trying to do like gluten-free and low carb and all of that. So I was so excited that you have this Phoenix bean noodle product. So I mean, like the sort of spiralizing of zucchini is all fine and good, but I'm really into this noodle thing. So
Good thing is not only that it's a very clean label, soybean and water and the curry ingredients, that's the only thing in there, but the protein is 19 grams per serving and each bag of this is
wow.
And and then the texture is not like somebody else's brand. It's slimy and very chewy. Ours is actually al dente. So because it's all protein. So it was really, really, the mouthfeel is really good. And then it's protein and then it's cooked already. All you need to do is just treat it when you buy it, either freeze it. If you don't use it right away, freeze it. And then lukewarm water to defrost. And then like this is just like pasta.
I love this, that this is just like a pasta salad and we're gonna make it in like a minute. It's gonna be so fast. I'm excited. Let's see, how do we do it?
Okay, so I opened the bag just now and I noticed, if you notice here, a little bit like a yellow kind of dry out easily because it's all protein. So all you need to soak it in the water again, that it will absorb and come back.
You soak it in, is it cold water or warm water? What's the best practice for that?
Lukewarm is good. Lukewarm is good. No, always fine, but just like it will be faster.
Perfect, got it, okay. And then we're just gonna assemble, right? Like this is so great. What a good like little lunch dish. I mean, so easy.
Yep. So for this one, you can cook it back in the stove to stir a little bit to keep the pasta warm, or you just use it. I use hot water and rinse it already. So I just put it in here. And noodles supposed to be long. New Year time, we're not supposed to use a knife to cut it. You pull with your hands. And then I have.
I know this thing about the no knives. Am I supposed to put my knives away now for the next couple days?
Yeah, and then you just need to that's my dad's suggestion. No scissor, no knives, no even sewing needles either. So for about 5 days until the kitchen god come back.
I mean, we want the kitchen god to come back. That's very important, clearly.
So I have, anything you can use, leftover salad. And this one is just pre-cut carrots, edamame, corn, frozen vegetables, whatever you can put it. I just toss it in here, just make the color. And I put celery here. And a little bit
crunch.
green onions. And I put the grapes here. Oops. I put the grapes here to remind myself. Actually, you can put grapes in there too. So just so you know. But this flavor is a little bit different. In the summertime, you can put all kinds of fruits in there. Watermelon in there, all kinds of things. So I put this too, just by hand, toss it up. I think more color. So
Easy peasy. So great.
that's it. And then just make sure the color and balance, because it's a protein, right? So if you want to put more colorful things in there, make it lighter so it doesn't feel like you're chewing all the meats or the protein. So I just, yesterday Amanda was asking about my knife. This one, $6.99. It's not $3.99. Yesterday I was talking about $6.99 bought in Chinatown. It's so easy. So easy for me to use. My husband bought the $100, $200 knife for me. Very sweet of him. It's too heavy for me. So anyway.
Jenny, did we answer Susan Mendelssohn's question? She wanted to know whether or not in the recipe it was a full cup of ginger. Was that for the mapo tofu recipe?
I did put a lot of ginger in there because I don't like it chili spicy. I like ginger spicy. So that's a difference. You can put a half cup if you wanted to.
All of this is to taste, really, isn't it? I mean, you can be very flexible with these recipes. I mean, my mom's here, but I never saw her use a measuring cup. Everything tastes different to me.
Way too. Okay, so it's kind of mixed evenly. Is it here?
Beautiful.
Okay, and all you need to do just olive oil, 2 tablespoons.
That's interesting you use olive oil because in Chinese cooking, you don't see a lot of olive oil, right?
Yeah, so I think olive oil is healthy, so I just put that olive oil in there. And I need my chopsticks. Ta-da. So a little bit dry, just put a little bit more. And the flavor from here is a lot of vegetable, a lot of protein in here. So once in a while I put salt, which is rock salt, put in here, or the kosher salt. And sometimes I put dashi. I don't know, most of people know dashi is like a fish kind of stock, dry powder the Japanese make. Very flavorful. If you want to make it strictly vegetarian, don't use this one. But if you are kind of flexitarian, you can add a little bit to it just to increase the flavor. So you see the oil kind of make it a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I think we can put a little bit more vegetables if you want. Like use it just half bag if you have only 2 people eating it. This is for 4 people. You just, 1 portion of a noodle, 1 portion of vegetable, another portion of vegetable, just 2 kinds of color mixed together. So I think that will be a good one. And then in the end, let me see, how does it taste? Sorry, I used my hand. Good. You don't even need to boil them. I just rinse it in the water and then just put it in here. Drizzle water a little bit. And lastly, I put in a little bit roasted sesame seed.
A little crunch, more texture.
Yeah. So I need another plate. Yeah, put it here.
I know that we're supposed to eat peanuts today too, right? To plant the seeds for a great year of the ox. You could put some crushed peanuts in there too, right?
Yes, actually, it's a great idea. That is allergic to get, so we didn't.
Yum.
We use the peanut dressing.
Yum.
Here, it doesn't. Mine is only olive oil and salt, basically. If you have any salad dressing, just a little bit left and put it in here. It's perfect.
Jenny, my mom wants to know where you got your extra long chopsticks. She can't find them.
It's Chinatown. This one, this pair specifically as a Mizuwa, the Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
Mitsuwa is in Arlington Heights, which is right by my mom's house. Mom, you should go to Mitsuwa tomorrow.
So, and then I can dress up a little bit again with parsley.
Love it. Love a little garnish.
Yeah. That's it.
Gorgeous. Look at that.
So easy, 3 minutes.
Listen, that's a Michelin star situation in just a few minutes. Bravo. Also, I mean, Jenny, you are so impressive. I've done so many of these. Sarah has too. And I've never seen a chef complete 3 dishes in 1 hour. Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, that's why Chinese beans tofu definitely helped me. I was their customer for like almost 7 years. And one day, because when I get home after an hour driving, I only have 15 minutes to put things on the table. This product helped me and saved me. So when they want to retire, I said, no, you cannot close this door. So it's on the every dinner table, every day, weekly wise. It was so helpful, saved me a lot of time. And a lot of people has that experience before.
So Jenny, it's also unusual to have like this incredible product for all of us who live here, to have it locally, because I mean, a lot of people are buying these kinds of products and they're made many states away. So we're so lucky to be here and to be able to buy it. Can you speak about that a little bit, like the freshness factor and all of that we should get excited about?
Thank you for giving the opportunity to do a little bit commercial.
No commercial. It's all you, girl.
When I first take over, it was like we buy it from co-brokers. So whatever they have cheap, they sell it to us. And then it depends on the master. They what kind of beans they come in, so they will treat it differently. So when I take over, I said, I want to peace of my mind because we whole family eat this thing and want to make sure my kids eat healthy too. So I found a local farmer, says, could you grow organically for me? Means that they don't put pesticide on their products, on their weeder, they can weed. So the first year they tried it, but it actually took me like 4 years to find this farmer. And then we took another year to convince him. And then they said, okay, I will give you 20 acres in my backyard. Give it a try the way you want it. So we went to see that 20 acres. It's bigger than the soybeans. So soybeans about 3 feet high, and the weeds is about 4 feet high. You can barely see, like swim through. So, but it was a great experience for me and my kids' outing field trip to find, okay, 45 minutes away, an hour away, my farmer is growing the beans I wanted, the way they grow clean, good for the good for people. So he continued to grow that methods for me. Now it was 20 acres start. Now we have like 280 acres for us, just the way we wanted to.
I mean, it's such a high integrity product. We have a couple quick fire questions. We have just a couple minutes left. So
Sure.
One, Elaine wants to know, does Mariano sell the smoked tofu? And is there a spicy tofu production here in Chicago? That's the first question.
Okay, yeah, Mariano's is approved the SKUs in there. So the one I showed you today is all approved. So depends on the stores, the shelf space, they will put it on there or not. That's on the store. So
Go bug your store and see.
Go to talk to your store, produce manager, please. We heard about this, and they order. We have people calling them every week for their orders. So,
Gotcha.
So it's just very easy to use. Please call them.
There's also a question about a dessert tofu dish. So if you had done a 4th dish and it had been some kind of dessert tofu dish, what would it have been?
Oh, dessert dish?
Yeah, something like cocoa powder, powdered sugar, cinnamon, making
This one I was showing, I was about to, to say when I'm going to bring this up. So while I was working on getting the soybeans, I also met a lot of wonderful, wonderful people. One of them is Eli. Eli's Cheesecake, they're looking for people to help them to make vegan, vegetarian cheesecake. And they found us, great, we give them samples. They said, okay, they will research more. They tried Japanese tofu, Korean tofu, other people's tofu all around. Finally, this Jenny, your soft tofu just blended with the cheesecake so well. So since then, that was about 4 years ago, they use ours exclusively. So this is the Eli cheesecake. Thank you, Lana, give it to us. And then there are 2 flavors. This one is chocolate, and this is raspberry lemon.
I've never seen that one. I've had the chocolate one. Ooh, raspberry lemon. That looks so good.
I'm super sensitive on the cheese, and this one I can have maybe 2 pieces.
How many pieces can you have?
As much as you want, as many as you want. But I'm hitting myself, maybe 2. Yeah.
Well, so amazing. I feel like I learned so much about tofu, and time, but this is
I'm
so
sorry. This one, is actually Rebailas was in Hong Kong. Says, oh, I love this extra soft tofu with syrup, so with sugarcane syrup over it. So we tweeted out, says, you don't need to go to Hong Kong, we have it here. So ever since he come back, she always ordered this one. That's his favorite. So this is a good for dessert, and some people put it in a really hot soup to stew. But this one you can do it personal, very, very good.
That's so important. I love it. Wow. I mean, I really feel like we kicked off the Lunar New Year right with you, Jenny. I mean, there's no one else I would have wanted to have Lunar New Year with. So to everyone out there, thank you so much for joining us today and celebrating the Lunar New Year with us and learning a bit and cooking a bit with tofu. I mean, that was so fun. So Jenny, where do people find you if they have tofu specific questions?
Yeah, the Facebook and our social media, or email us info@phoenixbean.com. Then if you live close by, just stop by and talk to us. We'll be here.
Love it. Wow. She and Quila, everyone. Go to side. Yeah. I mean, that's all my Chinese school. That's all I got. Thank you, everyone. We can't wait to see you for the next one.
Have a great dinner.